Hey, you're finally awake. Yo, what's up? I am Brandon. I am from a band called Middle Grounds. I'm Brandon Render, by the way. Think I should clarify my surname. I'm
As
from
they,
a.
as they,
I am Brandon Render, and I'm in a band called Middle Grounds. There we go. What's up?
has there been confusion when you have to clarify your surname?
No, I just felt like shit. I don't want people to just. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Fuck it.
It's been a while. We've had you on the show before. We've had you, what, it was something stupid like, what, 4 or 5 years ago at this point?
20. I think it was 2020. Yeah. It was in hard lockdown. We were both going through it. Just in our locked up in our houses, just talking about the scene. Yeah, it's been 4 years.
Yeah, shit. At the time, you were doing, I think, roadie work for Facing the Gallows and James Deacon, I think.
Facing the Gallows, James Deacon, and some Sunken State. Yeah, that was what I was doing. I think that was all of it. And then every now and then for Jam Pack Productions, but I think by then Jam Pack Productions kind of like stopped doing shows. But yeah, so yeah, Facing, Sunken, James Deacon, all still my boys. Love them so much.
At the end of that episode, we like there was a hint of something that was going to be coming, and something that you were super stoked to work on, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
and that leads us in today to what we're talking about.
Yeah, funnily enough, back then it was more into the whole Kismet thing. I was trying to be a rapper. That is still in the works. That is still something that I am working on. But back then it was like that's what I'm gonna be. And then I remember I think I said in the interview, it's like, fuck, I wanna do that. I wanna be on stage. I wanna do that shit. And then my girlfriend was just like, yo, then just do it, man. Start a fucking band. She was like, start a fucking band. Like stop being a bitch. Start a band. And I just yeah, I just put it out there and it happened.
And how did you end up like meeting the guys that ended up becoming like the foundation of Middle Grounds? Like,
First, it was Kyle, our ex guitarist now. Right now, he is our producer and he helps with songwriting. Um, so I just put on my Instagram story, I was straight up like, yo, if anyone wants to do a band like Knock Loose and Landmarks, hit me up. And then I said, what I want you to do is send me a video of you playing any Knock Loose song. I just want to gauge if you're a guitarist. I want to gauge your ability. Can you actually play that style of music? And Kyle, as a joke, by the way, as a joke, I didn't know it was a joke, sends me this video of him playing Knock Loose like really well, obviously, because it's Kyle. And I was like, oh, well, no take backsies. You're in the band now. He straight up was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm in the band now. Our original bassist, fun fact for anyone out there, for any of the Middle Grounds trivia, our original bassist is Nax from Van Pletzen. He was our original bassist. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for Van Pletzen, they got put on a nice little tour schedule and they were going to be touring internationally, and he wouldn't have had any time. So we have a whole photo shoot done with Nax and everything, the original lineup. And we had to let Nax go, which brings us to the current bassist, which is Maddie. I met him through Kyle, same as our drummer. I met him through Kyle. They all know each other from like they actually used to be in a band together. I kind of something to do with April. They're gonna be so upset at me for disrespecting their old band like that. But yeah, really cool. And then so they all knew how to play really well together. And then we have our current guitarist who is Rohan. He is such a legend. Once again, I just met him through Kyle and Matt and Tristan. They are the musicians that have been musicians and they've been in bands for like years, so they have the hookups. So I just had to rope Kyle in, and kind of he did the rest. So
it
so
was just a
yeah,
knock-on
that's how
effect. It
that.
was just
Yeah,
everything snowballed from there.
100%, 100%. Yeah. So that, yeah. And then Kyle got now the opportunity to be playing for Francois van Coke, which is, that's also my boy. I'm so proud of him, and I'm proud of Francois for like, and I'm so thankful for Francois for giving Kyle that opportunity. So that's why we have Ruan, who is just an incredible guitarist. So happy to have him on board. And yeah, so that's our current lineup.
And then he also took Carl's place in Human
Human
Nebula, if I'm not
Nebula,
mistaken.
yes. So half of Middle Grounds is Human Nebula. Our drummer is also Human Nebula's drummer. It's they are our brother band. Like, I love them to bits. We are technically one family, one big family, and it makes touring so much more viable because you're two bands, but you're only six people. So like, it works really well.
It's like a proper like package deal.
Yeah, exactly. So Rowan took the reins there. Kyle was like, "Yo, I'm gonna go play for Francois van Kirk. Here, take my babies." And Rowan was like, "Oh wait, I got you." And he's doing a spectacular job.
No, dude, absolutely. I saw you guys obviously with the most recent Battle for Wacken when you guys were doing the closing set, man. Holy shit, you guys ripped it.
Oh, dude, thank you so much. My voice was so shot for that show because I was so happy for everyone performing. I got there at like 12 noon, and I was just yelling every band going on stage. I was screaming and cheering for them, and I was moshing. That by the time we went on stage at like 11:30 p.m., my voice was shot. But I mean, the crowd pulled through. The vibes were good, so it didn't matter. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And that like, sort of brings me down to we were talking about your experience last year, obviously being the winners for the Battle for Wacken in last year's thing. And just your experience in going over to Germany. Can you walk me through that a bit and just talk about that?
I don't even know where to start. That was one of the craziest things. It still doesn't feel like it happened. It still feels like a dream. And then I remember my sore feet from all the walking, and then I was like, okay, it was definitely not a dream. But basically, we we initially we weren't going to enter the battles because we were like, you know what, we are brand new at this. We started when the battle started. Our band wasn't even a year old, so we were like, we've only done like three live shows. We're not gonna do this. Like, there's no way. And then yeah, we ended up deciding, okay, fine, let's just put it out there. Let's just see what happens. Why not? And at the most, we are very, very, very big fans of Sunken State. They are some of my best friends. Like I said, I did work for them. And then we were like, yo, even if we end up um, losing, maybe Sunken State can win, and we'll help fund because we're performing at the show and stuff like that. So we're supporting that way. And then things worked out differently. Although they did win this year, fuck yeah, those are my boys. I'm so proud of them. But yeah, so things worked out differently, and we ended up winning our heat, which was quite the experience because we were playing the same heat. I was Middle Grounds was against Human Nebula. It was Desert Mother, Human Nebula, Middle Grounds, and I forgot it's an Afrikaans hardcore band, but they're really cool. Onskuldige Doodsvonnis. So I was like, okay, cool. That's gonna be tough because it's half of my members, um, you know, but like two different bands. So Human Nebula played so well that we went on right after them, and when I went off the stage, I was like, "Fuck, dude! I think Human Nebula might have taken this one. I've never seen them play that well. Um, the tides were in our favor that time, and we got through. And yeah, when we ended up winning the finals, is another thing that I never expected. We didn't once expect this to happen. That by the time it did happen, we were so unprepared, and we were hit with like this wave of like, okay, you have to like now it's passports. It is figuring out lodging that side that's going to be cheap enough. It's figuring out food money. It's figuring out money for your plus ones. If your girlfriends want to come with, in this case, I took my mom with because she's my biggest fan. So I was like, yo, we need to figure out all these things. We need to get sponsors. We need to get a backup buddy going. All of this, and it like yeah, so the moment, the euphoric moment of winning, and then the next morning it was like boom, Sash was on us. She was like, dude, you need to do this, and we were like, oh fuck.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And then yeah, we ended up raising enough money. Everything was good. We It didn't feel real until I landed in Germany. Like it was the longest flight of my life. Obviously, I've never been out of the country, so to me it was crazy. And then landing in Germany and getting off the plane, you were like, okay, fuck, this is real. This is happening. And the moment you enter Wacken itself, and there are just people in the, you don't even see a horizon. It's just people, and you're like, fuck, okay, this is real, you know. And yeah, so getting to Germany and actually getting to Wacken was one of the most craziest, like most surreal moments ever. It felt like it still was, like I said, it still feels just like a dream. Everything just went by so quick.
It's so typical of Sash to like not give you just a day to celebrate. It's just hit the ground running. All right, fuck it,
Sash,
let's go. Let's
literally,
fucking
Sash, Sash came to us on stage. She's like, "Hey guys, congratulations! Have fun tonight, because tomorrow morning, or no, she said she gave us a Sunday. I think she gave us a Sunday, and then she's like, Monday morning, I'm phoning you guys and it's business. And we were like, nah, man, it's fine. And then when she hit us with everything we needed to do, we were like, holy shit. Because she's done this a bunch of times. She's a veteran at this. She knows exactly what to do. So that was a big help. But man, the amount of planning that goes into just like a 6, 7 day trip. Also, like a bunch of stuff that Vakin also wants from you. Like sometimes they want footage and they want certain interviews done with you beforehand. So that's also like you get kind of like a taste of what it's like to be, you know, a very famous band. Because right after the interview, there's people from different nationalities coming, like right after the show. There's people from different nationalities just coming to interview you, and then you're like, whoa, this is like cool, and you're getting put into um, news articles all over the world. You're on German TV. You're like, what the hell's happening? Like, this is insane. Just from like this one thing. So it felt quite surreal, and it kind of just hit you like a bus. You're just like, oh, damn. So yeah, no, that was awesome. It was awesome.
yeah, absolutely. And it's funny though, like you know, as far as I'm aware, like the actual kind of like law of last year's thing is that you guys were bullied into like actually partaking.
Dude,
Sash
yeah,
was like,
basically,
please.
we were so set on the idea that Sunken State was gonna win because in our eyes, even today, like I said, we're big fans. We're like, they're the best. They're the best for like I love all the other bands, but to me personally, I'm like, yeah, Sunken State's like the perfect band to send. Yeah, like I said, I love all the bands, all the local bands. They're all legends, like Doom Trigger, Your Cynical Sanity, all the homies. You know, like shout out to them. Um, but I feel like the best band we could send right now is Sunken State. I feel like that was a good choice. So basically, we were like, nah, Sunken State's gonna win. We're not gonna enter. Um, so like, fuck it. And then Sash was like, please, guys, like, no, bands aren't entering. Not enough bands are entering. We need bands for funding purposes. Like, it's gonna help. The more bands enter, the bigger, you know, the ticket sales are gonna be. The more funding a band will acquire. So at least like help and support the homies. So that's when we were like, you know what, fuck it. The message, literally, the message to Sash was, okay, fine, we will enter so that we can help fund Sunken State to go to Europe. And that's when we entered immediately. We entered on the premise of like, hopefully our participation would help fund Sunken State.
Yeah, and it's crazy though because like you guys weren't the only ones who didn't enter for exactly that reason. Like I remember even when we entered last year, it was a case of Sankat State's entering. Fuck it, we'll just do it for the lols. We're just gonna like we're just gonna play and
That's what I told a bunch of bands this year because I was helping get some bands on for this year's battles, and I looked at them and like, guys, like we are like a living proof or living example. Like, don't take it for granted. Literally anything can happen. I shit you not, anything can happen. Wacken is the most unpredictable playing field ever. It's not level. It never will be because it's like so unpredictable. So you might think this band that is like insanely good and crazy. Um, like I've seen this happen even at Wacken in Germany itself. You're like, wow, we watched all the bands and we were like, shout out Nulo and 0% Mercury, and we were like, yo, we'll see a band and we'll be like, there's no way that they won't win. There's no way, like they're incredible, and then they place like 12th, and you're like, whoa, what the hell? That makes no, because it's all like based on how dozens of judges and different tastes and different opinions and different things that happen during the specific show, because you're not allowed to judge outside of that specific show. You can't be like, yeah, they had a bad show, but usually their shows are good. It's all about that show. So yeah, anything can happen. So if anyone's like listening to this in the future for future Vakken battles, enter, enter. Don't be scared that Sunken State or Middle Grounds is gonna win, because we can't even enter anymore. So, but still, like, just do it. Like, straight up, just put it out there. Like, you have nothing to lose. First, you're gonna meet a bunch of people from Africa, a bunch of cool musicians, and you're gonna make great friends, and you're going to meet very important people even at the battles, the heats in your respective province. Like, just do it. Like, there's nothing to lose.
As a matter of interest, what did you guys place in Germany? I actually didn't even I don't remember seeing that or hearing about it.
Oh, we placed 14th out of so there was 30 bands. Yeah, we placed 14th, so I'll take it.
Yeah, dude, that's nothing to like fucking be to scoff at.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, no, so yeah, and then they take you into this big like conference room, and then everyone says thank you. I was so sad because at that same moment they were announcing all the winners. While She Sleeps was playing, and they're one of my favorite bands. So at least I got to meet them, and I was like, "Yo, I missed the show. I'm so sad." And they were really nice about it. We took some pictures. But yeah, and then they take you to this room, and it's super cool. And then they'll start reading from five. They'll be like, the fifth place, the fourth place, the third place, and you're just like, but yeah, and then you only get the like proper like placement of where you were and the whole score breakdown. You get like a proper breakdown, so that no one could be like, "Yo, there's been cheating and stuff." No, it's like you get everything like, and then like I think like 3 or 4 days or whatever, like a week later, and then you can properly see, okay, here's what people liked, here's what they didn't like. Cool. So it's really cool.
I see that 0% Mercury is a Ukrainian band.
Yes, female fronted Ukrainian hardcore band. Some of the coolest songs you'll ever hear. Yeah, shout out to them and shout out to Elena. She's my homie. She was so sweet when we got to Wacken. She somehow knew it was my birthday because it was my birthday the 1st of August. Because I think I mentioned it to her like a week before we went, because you make friends with the bands before you go, because that's just good. Like, like when you get there, there's no like weird vibes. You're like, oh, it's you. And she brought me like gifts and stuff, and I have them right here actually. She brought me actual authentic Ukrainian tea,
That's so rad, dude.
and I will never drink it because it's so
It's so
sweet.
sentimental.
Yeah, it's my
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to them. And then Nulo is a Argentinian deathcore band. They're mad. They're crazy. They just recently played a show with Chelsea Grin too. They're so good.
Fuck yeah, man. And then like I want to just move on to a bit here quickly where like I'll put out to see if anyone would ask you some questions.
Oh, let's hit it.
And one of the questions is, first off, all the bat is, how did you guys get your name?
Middle grounds. Okay, cool. So basically, and no, it's not because I'm from a town called Middelburg, which everyone is always like, oh. Um, so so my guitarist or ex guitarist Kyle and I, we were the two people in the band before like a lot of the other members came in. It was just the two of us kind of figuring out business plans, um, you know, and names and everything. So we met at this coffee shop. We sat down and we were like, okay, let's talk about names. And my whole thing with this band is we're all from different backgrounds. We're all from different religious beliefs. We're all from different, ethnic groups. It's just, different creeds and what you believe in, those things. And we were like, okay, cool. How can we write songs that doesn't alienate one audience and also doesn't like give into hateful stuff? You know what I mean? So songs that can basically encapsulate the good out of everything. Basically yin and yang. Like we wanted to find common ground. And then we were like, cool, common ground sounds like a cool name. And they were like, no, that's already taken, obviously. So you're like, fuck it. What's something that's similar to that? And then we were like, middle grounds, because the middle grounds always like it's always nice in a big debate, or if you're like, trying to see someone's point of view, you're trying to meet them in the middle. You know what I mean? You're trying to figure out why they think the way they think, and they're doing the same to you. And if you guys can meet in the middle, um, there's no reason to argue anymore, because you're like, okay, cool, I see your side, you see my side, and now we can just live in harmony. So yeah, that's basically where the name came from.
That's so sick, man. That's actually like so well thought out as well. I really dig that.
Oh, thanks, man.
And well, the next question is who inspires your music? Who do you guys look up to?
So obviously Knock Loose, Landmarks. We have a bunch of landmark influences, as like the trap beats, and like definitely I would also say our bass tone is very much landmarksy vibes, because they're just so good at mixing their bass, and it just sounds so sick always. So we try to also like do something similar like that. And then obviously Kublai Khan, Alpha Wolf, uh, yeah, just those are the people that we think of actively, and End bands like End, and Counterparts. Like shout out Brendan Murphy. Like we when we actively sit in the studio, especially Kyle and Rohan, we think we have these bands in mind when we do write. And lyrics wise, I always like try to write in a similar style than the people that have inspired me. So Brian from Knock Loose, and then Flo from Landmarks. I don't necessarily mimic, but I do take a lot of inspiration from it, if you know what I mean.
Before we move on there, though, talking about bass tone, I just want to touch on the fact that your bassist is like the embodiment of that meme of if the bassist looks like this, you're going to die in the pit.
The amount of times we've shared that meme to our group, the amount of times we've shared that meme, and like we've edited his face onto it, and he truly is. Matty is your typical white boy, I call him my cotton on boy, because he always wears cotton on clothes and stuff, and he's just like
Glasses.
this like super soft guy, and then he gets on stage and it's like he's a demon. He lets shit out,
That's
man.
a different fucking person, dude.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Kavesh is out here asking, will Brandon give me a smooch on Sunday?
I always give Kavesh a smooch. That's not even a question.
I don't know why he's asking. He's asked two questions actually. Is there magic
Allegedly.
gathering in the pit?
Oh, do it. I dare you to do it. I bet you won't. I bet you won't.
And then, look, so the last serious question is when can we expect new music? Someone's very hopeful and hopefully soon.
We have a bunch of stuff in the bank. There's just been people will notice that I did ask for venues and locations to shoot a while back. Something fell through for malicious intent, which is why we just ended up releasing a visualizer for it. Because I always say any video is better than no video, even if it's just a visualizer. You know what I mean? Um, but we have quite a few tracks in the works. No EP or album, more along the lines of we want to keep people satiated with a bunch of hard hitting singles. So have a look out for that. It'll be much sooner than later, if I could put it that way. It's not going to be that much long of a wait anymore. Yeah, let's go.
And yeah, man, in the vein of keeping this nice and sweet, where can people find your music? Where can people get in touch with you guys and follow what Middle Grounds is doing?
www.middlegroundsband.com for everything you'd ever need on us, from our music to our merch to our upcoming shows to photos of us, even to our electronic press kits, our tech writer. It's all on that website. It's all in a neat little package. So yeah, please. And then obviously stream our music, stream the shit out of our music. Put that shit on repeat. Show it to your friends. Show it to your grandma. If she doesn't like it, then put it on mute. I don't know, but she needs to become a fan. Yeah, it's just streaming our music is very important, and it really truly helps. And sharing our stuff, like please, like that is, I think people take for granted how much a simple share to your story is worth for to a musician. Yeah. So follow us on Instagram, Spotify. We're on every streaming service you can think of. We are there. Um, but yeah, we're trying to make big adjustments in the way we promote our songs, because the algorithms are always changing. We both know this. Algorithms are stupid. They change every 2 weeks. What went from you having to tease the shit out of a song for a few months and then dropping it now doesn't work at all. So yeah, so just be patient with us. It'll happen soon. Don't worry.
Dude, thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat with me today. I
Of course, thank you.
honestly appreciate it. Sorry for the confusion in the beginning, but
No, it's all good, and it feels cool. It feels like coming back to like an old friend's house for the first time and seeing them again, being like, "Hey, shit."
a lot's changed.
Yeah, it has. It has. Congrats on the growth for Sludge, by the way. You guys are doing amazing. I should have worn my Sludge beanie. I should have worn my Sludge beanie. I still wear my Sludge beanie all the time. So like, don't you even worry about it.
I'm so obviously supposed to be wearing one now, but my rats seem to have commandeered it.
Ah, my rats are right there. I love rats.
Oh, what? You got rats as well?
Yes, sir. Let me show you, man.
Hold on. You grab yours, I'll grab mine. Oh, I love how we got back at the same time, dude.
Yay!
Oh, dude,
Rat
we have this.
party!
Dude,
What the
no, wait.
hell?
I've got a girl named Lily that looks exactly like that as well. Dude,
Oh,
the grey one? I've
yeah.
got one that looks exactly like that as well. Her name's Lily. We just call her Billy the Biter.
So we call this one Babushka. She has a sideways face or sideways rat because she got sick with upper respiratory tract infection, and then
What
she
the
got
fuck?
and then she got
This as well.
healthy. Oh, and then she got
She nearly
healthy, but
died.
then her yes, but then she got healthy, but her head tilt never went away.
Oh
So she
no,
still has a
this
head
is
tilt.
there's
Look, she's like
Bella.
a little sideways baby.
And
Oh,
there's Billy. You see what are the
oh
fucking
shit, they're
odds, dude?
so similar, dude.
What the fuck?
I stole your rats. I stole your rats. Those are my second pair of rats. I had well, not pair, but second generation of rats. I had rats before them too. They passed away. Obviously, rats don't live long. So I have, and I got it. It's the worst, dude. And I got a tattoo of them on my leg. Yeah, I love them to bits.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a 3D printed.
No way, bro. That's
uh,
the
speak,
coolest thing, though.
speak to Rochelle. Rochelle Lessing. She was one of the fan judges
Oh,
this year. She
yeah,
3D
yeah,
printed
yeah.
it. For you. Speak to her. She can make you a
Okay,
3D rat.
doing that for sure. Doing
Sweet.
that for sure.
Okay. This carried on the show way longer than it was supposed to.
Love it, love it, love it. That's what
Oh,
we like
sweet,
to
dude.
hear.
Brother, thank you so much once again. I hope you have a fantastic
Thank you, and
evening.
I'm
Have a
sorry.
great
I'm sorry
sleep.
for taking so long for missing that one appointment that we had and stuff like that. Shit's just been hectic.
Life
I'm
happens,
glad
man.
we got to do this, and yeah, thank you so much. I do appreciate it.